chosen ones, a lot of you find this hard to believe, that the narcissist could wish you back, that they want you back in their lives. Now, the reason why you find this so hard to believe is because you've given into their illusion. You've given into their illusion of what the illusion that they created that made you think otherwise. It made you doubt yourself. They put a lot of doubt in you. They said some derogatory things to you. They future faked with you. So it's led you to believe that they don't want you in your life. And you probably sit here now thinking, they don't want me in my life. They don't want me in their life. They don't want to be in my life. There's nothing I can do about it. It's over, and they've moved on, and they've done this, and they've gone and had children, or they've gone and got married, or they're posting stuff on social media. Like, I thought this too in my own journey. I went through this phase of me thinking that. But then if you give it time, by you giving it time to truly heal, and the main thing that I would say is, if they've come up to you and they've said, I don't want to be with you, we don't need to be together, or you lot have just gone your separate ways or whatnot, yeah, and you feel like they don't want you back in their life, just give it time. The main thing that I want you to take from this, hopefully by the end of the video, you'll start to see a clearer picture, but I want you to take time away from them, yeah, separate, don't contact them, don't message them, leave them to their own devices, yeah. And you've got to see through the veil. You have to see through the veil. It's all deception. It's all lies. Okay? Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But what I'm saying to you is, right, is if these people lied throughout the relationship, these narcissists, they lied throughout the relationship. They pulled the wool over your eyes. They love bombed you. They tricked you. Yeah, they done all of this stuff to you. Then what makes you think that at the end of the relationship, when they're telling you, oh, I don't want to be with you, or how, in the politest possible way, we know they do it a lot worse than that, but basically they don't want to be with you. They're saying that. How can you believe that either? And now I'm not telling you this information for you to pursue it. Yeah, don't pursue it, because it will negatively backfire. The more space you give them, the more time away, yeah, to their own devices, going out in the world. And I'm not saying that this for you to take them back at a point in time. I'm saying this so you know your value. They know you're valuable. They know you're a high value, valuable source of supply. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been with you in the first place. They're very good at picking out very good sources of supply. Now, what it is they drained you so much of your energy supply throughout the relationship. They drained you physically, mentally, spiritually. They drained you. Now, the reason that because they've done that for such a long extended period of time, it doesn't matter. We get drained. They started to fill up with like, they began to glorify themselves. You know, by them draining us of supply, it's real, man. They drain us of supply and it builds them up. They're getting built up through the whole time they're with us. And we're just pandering around, trying to please the narcissist, trying to stepping on eggshells. And they're getting built up, man. They're getting built up to such a high degree. So then they look at us one day and they think, okay, I've got them where I want them. Let me hurt them. They could have just been starting this off a little thing in their head. They don't know what day it is. They don't even know what they're doing. But they could have just started this whole thing just off a thought in their head. Yeah? They're not aware of intrusive thoughts. And they started this whole thing about defeating you, causing you pain and grief and separating from you because they probably had a new source of supply, or they saw something else out there, and or they were trying to control you to the point where you weren't giving in, and they wanted you to become accustomed to their ways, so they threw you out, yeah, and they got rid of you, yeah, and the fact of the matter is, wherever they are now, if you've given it a period of time, few months, 6 months, and you've been no contact with them, everything is energy. They are down in the dumps. I don't care how they're glorifying themselves on social media, painting a picture. They want you back in their lives. Yeah. They wish you were back in their lives. They sit there and they wish. They sit there and they wish for you to be back in their lives. Yeah. They don't know how to get through the day without you. Yeah. They'll be scanning your social media to check if you've moved on. They'll be checking out your new partner, or even if you're not with anyone, they'll be checking out if you're with anyone. They'll be seeing the restaurant that you went to, and you know they're so delusional. And at the same time, if they're still with the new source of supply, a lot of these lot run into a new source of supply. They get rid of that new source of supply, and they get another source of supply. And then they run into another source of supply. And they do this because they're not satisfied. They had something beautiful with you. They had something valuable with you. They had a chosen one. Yeah? Check the video of 5 signs of going through a narcissistic discard as a chosen one. Check out that video. That could bring some light and shed some light on the subject. But they had someone there of value. They had you. They had you there. You're valuable. You're a high source of supply. Grade A, they call it. Source of supply. Yeah. And this is why they're lost without you. And they want you back in their lives. But the problem is, is they're very prideful, egotistical, hypocritical. So therefore, when they find themselves in this split mind of where they're like, oh my God, I need that person back in my life, they can't do anything about it. Do you understand? They create such a big smear campaign, and they tell you such hurtful things that they feel like they're trapped and they don't have a means to get back to you. So that's why they take the secondary route of analyzing your social media, trying to turn the new source of supply into you, which is never going to happen. And you should know that too. It's never going to happen. We're all unique. There's never going to be another me, and there's never going to be another you. So no matter how much they try to turn this new source of supply into you, it's never going to work. It's going to fall flat on its face. And these individuals find themselves doing this, running into new sorts of supply, grabbing anything out there. You know, they don't know what they're doing. They're delusional. They're very, very, very delusional beings. Yeah. And what makes them be so delusional is the fact that they're plugged into these demonic entities that control them. They're functioning from the spiritual realm. These entities plug in there to cause nothing in their life of pain, destruction, terror. And they project that into our own lives because they're plugged into these entities. They're not empaths. They're devoid of the actual part in their brain of empathy. If you do a brain scan on a narcissist, I think it's a dark grey matter, like a dark grey surface on the brain, where the point of empathy should be, and they don't have the point of empathy in their brains. They physically don't have it. So this is why they can't come to a conclusion of knowing how to empathize with you and knowing how to repair the damage done. They don't know how to repair the damage done. And the main thing that I want to bring to you is like, you're worth more than these individuals. Look, they want you back. Believe you me. I know it. If you're watching my videos, you've been through this narcissistic abuse. You've awoken to narcissistic abuse. You know what I mean? You're an empath. Then you're a chosen one. And they're not going to find another chosen one. We're scattered across the masses. They're not going to find another chosen one. Yeah. They weren't able to recognize the sign of you when they had you. Yeah. Fully, because it deteriorated. The more that you fell in love with them, the more that they began to diminish you and manipulate you and treat you like trash. This is what they do. This is what they do. But they want you back in their lives. They wish you were back in their lives. You know, they actually wish for it. They sit there at times with the new supply or with their family or whatever they're doing when they're alone. And they think to themselves, why did I do that to that person? They start to think, hold on, that person I was with before was nicer to me. Talking about you. They were kinder. They were loving. They cared about me. And they start to really compare with the new supply. And the new supply is never going to amount up to what you are. Because naturally, as human beings, the more and more times we go with someone or we be in love with someone, it deteriorates. The excited antennas in our brain get withered. That's just natural. Let alone with a narcissist. Yeah. Don't glorify them running off with someone else. It's not gloriful. It's not something to glorify. It's not something to look in a light of, oh, they've left me alone and they've run off. They're the loser. Even if you haven't moved on, they're the loser. You haven't moved on because you haven't found someone yet who's worthy of your time. Yeah? You haven't found someone yet who's got similar ways of thinking. They're an empath. You haven't met someone worthy of that yet. You're not desperate to run out there. You can hold your own. You can roll solo for a bit. And if you means rolling solo for a bit, then you roll solo for a bit until the time comes. But you could be possibly developing some certain business. You could be doing something on your social media where you're selling things. You could be doing other things. This is what happens. So give it a period of time. Give it a period of time. Because in my circumstance, there was such a big smear campaign done on me. The biggest smear campaign ever done on me, right? It was coming from all angles, flying monkeys everywhere. They really dragged me through the mud, right? So at times back then, when I think in retrospect, I was thinking, what's going on? But I'll tell you something. I did always see between the veil. Yeah, you got to see between the veil. Like, you can tell that they're coming with nothing but rubbish. Yeah? They're talking nothing but rubbish. It's all lies. It's more manipulation. It's more to get you, like, they will gain supply from you being miserable. Once we understand the fact that they will gain supply from you being miserable, yeah, then why wouldn't they discard you? Why not? They're going to discard you because it causes you to be miserable, which inflates their ego, inflates their sense of self, and gives them a great form of supply. You pleading and asking for them back and trying to work it out, more supply, adding up, piling up, building them up. So they feel so established and ready to go out there in the world that they jump on the nearest thing and then they hit the ground with a big thud. And then they realize that that person that they ran into, the grass was not greener. And this is the beginning of the regretting syndrome that starts to kick in. Yeah, the regretting takes place. They wish you back takes place. And this can go on for years. This can go on for years. For a long time. Yeah. So you work on your life. You try to find your craft, your purpose, your business. Other than your 9 to 5. If you're out there working hard 9 to 5, well done. But I'm saying there's always a little more time in the day rather than just scrolling and stuff. There's a little more time in the day, putting an hour to write a book a day. It will be a novel by the end of the year. You know, it can be anything that you want to do. You can sell the book on Amazon self-publish. I always mention this, but I just mention various things. There's so many things we can do. But just get involved in that, yeah? And with time, when you find your divine counterpart and your twin flame, you're going to look back on the situation with this narcissist and you're going to thank God that you separated from them. But anyway, just know that they wish for you back. They want you back. And don't believe anything they say. That's basically what we've got to come to on this situation. You can't believe a word they say. But anyway, I'll leave the video there. Thanks for watching. Please press the like and the subscribe button, and I'll see you all again soon.